Welcome to the Yes Show, young, entertaining, and saved. I am your host, LaCora Stevens. And look, we're outside. I've heard you, everyone. You wanted us to go out on the scene, so we're here in the beautiful city of Leimert Park because today's episode is about entertainers in Hollywood. So I decided to take it to the streets and hear what the people have to say. You guys, the Yes Show begins now. All right, everyone. So before we take it inside the studio with our panel discussion with Robert C. Mitchell and Amber Love, we are here on the streets to see what the people have to say about your favorite Christian artists in film and television. So before we have that word on the street segment, let's play a few clips of Denzel, Meagan Good, Viola. These are some of your favorite Christian artists. Roll it.
Don't leave me.
Some people would love for me to be a little bit more, but that's just not who I am. And if God doesn't tell me to do that, then that's not what I'm going to do.
Now, first off, I want to thank God because that's who I look up to. He's graced my life with opportunities that I know are not of my hand or any other human hand.
Number one, put God first. I'm the police. I run here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got on me.
Why did God give me this life?
If you're an artist, then that should separate you from what your spiritual beliefs are, because that you're only in the moment. It's not real. You're portraying something that you're not, because you're acting or you're doing a play or a movie, and that's not how you really live in real life. It's scripted, it's a role, and I don't think people should be taken literal and slammed or dragged for their art.
It's acting at the end of the day. I just think if it's something that conflicts with your beliefs morally, then you shouldn't do it, because it's going to be bad for you anyway. Personally, it's going to be bad for you. It's not the same for every Christian, I think.
When you are, being a little bit promiscuous, that doesn't take away from you being a Christian or any of your religion purposes. It's just you're doing what you were called to do as an actor or an actress or a singer or dancer.
When you get to entertainment and you hear that all the people gets up at the Grammy Awards and SBN Awards and all that, and they say they want to thank God, they only thank God for a reason, because God has brought them through. That was the foundation of where they are right now today.
Meagan Good kind of grew up being that beautiful kind of sex symbol, and once again, that's a gift from God. She's beautiful. We like to look at her. Now, whether she wants to do a sex scene or not, it's totally up to her. She's a woman, she's a grown woman, she can handle it. But I mean, once again, it's not a sin to be beautiful and use your gifts. I mean, and obviously, I'm not gonna tell the pastor yeah, it's okay for her to be naked, you know what I'm saying? But it's God led her down that path, and that's where she's at. And she's blessed right now. I'm sure she would tell you that, I'm good.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. Like I said, this show is going to be hot. I have Mr. Robert C. Mitchell. How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good. How you doing, LaCour?
I'm
Stevens?
good, brother.
You're
I'm
looking
good.
beautiful.
And brother, you're looking great.
Looking like a beautiful banana right
No,
there.
brother, you looking like a wonderful mango over there. And you, Amber, this queen right here is gorgeous. How are you today, queen?
I'm well, lovely. I'm well.
Good.
What's up? Y'all see the Wakanda Forever?
Yes, Wakanda forever.
My people.
But is it faith forever? That's the question, because we have Christians in the entertainment business, and a lot of times people become confused because they're wondering, she's Christian, or he prays to God. A lot of times their craft is not a reflection of their faith. So you could understand that?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little today about that, you guys, and please chime in, comment, leave remarks if you guys need to, whether it's directly to Robert, directly to Amber, or myself. But part one of this is all about us. Should we partake in Christian entertainment? Books, television, songs, music, films that are not faith-based, or we know that they deliberately go the other way. Like, what do you guys think about that? Because I love that novel, The Coldest Winter Ever.
I love
yes,
The Coldest Winter.
right?
Girl.
But
Madam was Soldier.
yes, Sister
Yes,
Soldier.
Sister Soldier, yes.
However, when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it,
It is grimy.
it's grimy. From drugs to sex. I mean,
Yeah.
the very first line, she was like, I was born out of my mother's pee on the coldest winter. I was like, gee.
Yes.
I clutched my pearls. It was a lot.
Yes.
But it grabs you immediately. But the question is, should I be taking that in? Should we be taking in certain songs?
As a believer, you know where your spiritual line is at, and you know what you can consume spiritually. So the question is, how deep is your faith? Are you, I don't want to say weak-minded, but are you still drinking milk to where I want that lifestyle, I want to attract that lifestyle, I want to go after that lifestyle? Or are you strong and eating meat? It's like, this is a nice book, this is a nice novel that Sister Soldier wrote, and move on with your life.
So you're saying that if I'm spiritually equipped on the healthy side to where I'm eating meat,
Correct. Yes.
and my spirit can handle it, I should. But are you tempting yourself at that point?
I think we tempt ourselves with everything, though.
Well, and I agree. But what I feel is that I tell a person, especially a Christian person that's on this journey, if something convicts you, then you know the answer. If it doesn't convict you, that's between you and God. So we have a lot of things that, like you said, when people on meat, they can take more things. Like I can listen to R. Kelly and not feel like I want to go out and sex every woman in the street.
The devil is a liar.
Listen. It's the truth.
Wait a minute.
It's the truth.
Knowing the facts now.
We need to clarify. We need to understand what you're saying here.
What I am saying, Mr. Bump and Grind himself,
yes,
when he plays, first of all, when I say, because we're talking about conviction.
Okay.
Say, for instance, with most people, I can sit and listen to a song by R. Kelly, and I love the melody. Like, man, this is just my jam. My brother when he listens to it, it makes him want to do some things, and it reminds him. So it's not a good listen for him.
It reminds him of what, his Jeep?
Right. I mean, with anything, we have to be careful as believers.
Maybe. But maybe his Jeep is a holy Jeep. I don't know.
No, brother.
Well,
No,
whatever. You get the point I'm saying. If it's not a personal conviction, because we cannot judge anybody. God deals with the heart of man, and that's the point that we can't see.
No, but
it's
we
just
can't,
about conviction to me.
Can I just say this? Because
Sure.
you just said something it's just a pet peeve for me. When we say, but we can't judge nobody. Who's judging anyone? We're simply stating, should we, Robert, I see you looking at my head. Something going on? Something ain't
No,
right?
ain't nothing going on. Yeah.
Let me know. Y'all let me know.
It's that brain. It ain't the hair. But I'm listening. Go ahead. What's your pet
We
peeve?
always say we can't judge, but it's not a matter of judging. It's a matter of what choices should we take. And listen, I ain't want them to crucify you because you said you was listening to some R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And Amber asked you, even after the fact, knowing what this man has been doing to these little girls. Now, look, we been knew what he was doing with these little girls.
Come on now.
You saw that tape. We were at FAMU together.
Listen, let me tell you something.
You tell me, brother.
Let me tell you
You
something.
tell
First,
me.
because this ain't about that brother, but we'll talk about him later. But what I do want to say to you is that, yes, conviction, guys, conviction is when I say don't judge, it's not to the point that, oh, you know what I'm saying, everything you can do anything and get away with it, because that's what a lot of people think, like, well, just don't judge me. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I'm smart enough to know that if you choose to listen to R. Kelly and I choose not to, and you tell me that you're not convicted by it, I'm not God, so I cannot tell you and say, oh, you're going to hell because you're listening to R. Kelly. And I just step back on that. That's all I'm saying. When I say I can't judge because I cannot put you in a heaven or hell.
Go ahead.
We agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Anything that you put in your body is going to affect you. So even though you are a believer and you're like, you know what, I'm eating meat and I'm sufficient and I know my faith and I'm deep in my faith, I don't care what you listen to. You're going to reflect and be like,
yes,
I feel like there's a little soul tie with me and that girl or me and that dude or whatever. It does spark up something. Music is powerful. Movies is powerful. Visual
I do not disagree with that. But what you do, your actions are what it is.
Right. Isn't that within itself an action? Me deciding to listen to R. Kelly, that is a matter of an action. Instead of listening,
but I just don't have a problem with that because I hear a lot of things. I hear a lot of things on the radio, and it does not make me go out and feel like I want to.
Because that's the God in
whatever,
you then. Because that's the God in you.
And that's what I'm telling you. So it doesn't convict me. I ain't saying that R. Kelly, a song by R. Kelly couldn't make me that. That's not the point. I'm saying whatever it is, let's just not focus on him. Whatever song it is, whatever movie it is, whatever role that you pick, it's about live to your convictions. God has a way of talking to us if you're a Christian. If you belong to him, you know his voice. When you hear his voice, he tells you certain things. So certain things he may tell LaCour over here in that yellow, when he told her to put on all his yellow today. I mean, I don't know, but my point is.
I see the umbrella, the invisible umbrella, y'all.
We all showed up in yellow
today. Forever, my people.
Which I thought was a beautiful
You look beautiful.
thing.
You look absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful.
I like my yellow.
You look absolutely.
Thank you. You look gorgeous.
We all actually, mentally did that.
It's just so important to me to have a personal relationship with God.
So you're saying, okay, can I just say something? Because I have a personal relationship with God, right? But I had this friend, and this friend had this vice, and her vice was love and hip hop, right?
Okay. Yes.
And I thought, like, I'm not into that. I don't know these people. I just thought that one of the girls was very pretty. I can't think of her name, Scrappy Baby Mama. But Erica. But what I will say is, here I am thinking it did not affect me because she was like, come on, Coco, come watch it with me. So I will watch. Do you know, not only was she slowly losing her mind because she cussed me out because she was hungry one day, okay? And then I was slowly, because it tells us corrupt communication. It tells us we have to understand that it's not all what we, it's not about what we eat all the time. It's also about what we take in here, our ear gate, our eye gate. And I felt like I felt the need to curse. Like, I don't even curse.
So you was acting like Erica?
I don't know. I just know that I was acting like I was ready to curse. If someone got me, look, that cuss in my throat. You see that devil trying to get on out?
And I believe that.
Yes.
But listen, your conviction, so that stuff ain't good for you. you can't watch it, Coco, because you're gonna want to cut somebody out.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Now
I
watched it and I don't think I cussed it out.
Well, Robert,
but you know what?
I tried to go off on me one time here or there.
It was that Stevie spirit.
That Stevie
I had that
spirit.
Stevie J spirit. Well, you know, again.
But I tried to watch that show, and I'm gonna tell you something real. Just the spirit and the energy from that, I can't consume that.
Yeah.
It just, you know, I love it because they're colorful. They got colorful wigs.
Entertaining.
They got nails, and their makeup is always flawless.
Right.
But you know what? When you be like boop, and they going at each other, and I'm like, how did you go from a 0 to a 10?
That's not Wakanda
forever.
Like,
what my thought is like, what happened between the in-betweens? And I realized I don't have time for it. And I don't want to consume that. I don't want to eat that. I want to be able to know God is love and I am in God. And
that it isn't love. And you know what?
True.
We love y'all so much that we're going to treat you to this wonderful commercial break. We're going to be right back to part 2, which is children. Should we allow our children to consume antichrist films like Harry Potter? You think about that, and we'll be right back.
I feel like your diet isn't only what you eat, it's what you watch, it's what you read, it's what you listen to. And so I'm mindful of what I ingest. And so basically there was nothing there that was feeding me. You know what I'm saying? I have a computer, that's enough. And there I can pick and choose what, you know, what feeds me. I didn't have a TV because I wasn't trying to be fed by that. It's like the same way that some people don't eat meat. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of me minding my diet. Like I said, you got to be careful. You have a lot of cats. For example, you go back to MCs. My problem with a lot of MCs is they sound like they only listen to hip hop because their influence sound like they only listen to each other. That's when I say they could change up the game. If they listen, take a day and discover Rachmaninoff. Take a day and listen to like the unreleased Bob Marley stuff. Take a day and just travel sonically and let that influence how you come back to writing a rhyme. Change your diet is what I'm saying. If your diet is strip clubs, then of course you're only going to rhyme about strip clubs. I'm saying change your diet and watch how it affects your artistry. I didn't have a TV because I was monitoring my diet.
Dex Davis, child of God. Oh yeah.
I love
Custom
it.
made. Oh yeah.
So how was Dex Davis birthed?
I mean, basically about 10 years ago, you know, I always grew up, you know, watching cartoons and things like that. But about 10 years ago, God started really showing me there was an underside of animation that kids were watching, and I didn't really see it. 'Cause I'm looking at everything like an adult.
Right.
And he said there's a lot of all kinds of occult and satanic images and cartoons. Of course, not all of them, but there's a lot of things, a lot of you know, themes in modern animation that's kind of adult themed, and it's not for kids. So I just thought it was like, okay, I understand that. But then he started really showing me some serious stuff. And then he showed me the scripture in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 10 through 13, I think it was, where he's talking about don't go to, you know, witches and warlocks and necromancers and, you know, observers of times and things like that. And that's in the Old Testament. And then he showed me that a lot of the character types that are in that scripture as far as who not to go to and to stay away from were in animation.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Get ready for Dex Davis, Child of God in The Cover-Up, Episode 1. The groundbreaking, history-making gospel cartoon starring me, Dex Davis, and my friends Adam, Keisha, and Jimmy. See, somebody spray painted graffiti all over crazy Mr. Slater's chalkboard, and nobody's going to tell who did it. Will the whole class cover it up and get in big trouble for something we didn't even do? Find out what happens as me and my friends learn an important lesson from the Word of God about telling the truth. I'll check y'all out later. Glory.
Ooh, that's Dex Davis.
Yes.
And welcome back, everyone. So I know that was a lot, the first part.
It was intense.
It was intense.
Brother Rob want to bring up R. Kelly.
You did. You ain't have to
I'm
do
praying
that.
for that brother. He's still my brother.
Yeah, and I do say pray for him. I don't even feel right like laughing at the matter. I don't think that you should laugh at people when they're down. Like he has done some very disgusting things, but I still feel like we shouldn't make a joke or make this out to be a mockery.
I hate that too. Like I snickered, but I'm just saying.
I
like,
did snicker a couple of times.
But with his interview,
Yes,
because it was like
Robert.
Why are you getting upset? Right.
Right.
She's so calm. And then, SNL had did something funny with that. And I was like, you know what? After a while, we shouldn't make fun of that. We shouldn't make fun of somebody watching a video and him peeing on a teenager or something.
God. She
So,
wasn't even a teenager. She was a preteen. But speaking of preteens,
with children, right.
Children.
Right.
We have Harry Potter. Chronicles of Narnia, whatever that's called. Narnia. I don't have children.
I like that one. I like that one.
Clearly. So because I don't have children, and I know you have two,
I have two
let
children.
you be at the helm of this. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? When my kids, I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old. So when my kids were little, I was very protective of them. Like, I don't want them to watch this and that and this and that. But then they start going to school, and then the school just opens them up to everything. And my kid is like, yo, mom, starting to slip in cuss words, even though she know Jesus. And I'm like, well, when that come out your mouth, saying the D word or things of that nature. And I'm like, we can't guard our children 24/7. We have to instill in them Christ love them
in the way they should
go back to the word. And that's all I did was give them words of affirmation from the Bible. So now when I tell them, okay, you know the difference between the enemy and what God's voice is. We have to teach our children that.
Absolutely.
Because they don't know.
Some of it is very demonic. It's a lot of sorcery going on, witchcraft, and it's just like, whoa, what are we watching here?
Wait, there's a high school that has a witchcraft class.
Shut up. Here in California?
Y'all about to wake up.
We do.
You about to wake up, but
no Christian club, it's a witchcraft club.
Witchcraft
class.
What I will say, and like you said, because I don't have kids as of yet. And
as of yet? Well, hold up. Well, now,
Listen, I was gonna say something, but they be trying to get me in trouble. I'm not gonna do that. So, but what I will say is like you say, train them up in the way that they should go.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to highlight that should, because some parents, they get discouraged. They be like, oh, I did my, no.
Right.
When you giving it to them, a lot of times that's what you wait for that seed to grow, and sometimes it'll grow later. Sometimes they catch them later, but as long as you know that you're making that platform for them, especially as a Christian, you know what I'm saying, in such times, because school is a whole nother beast.
Yes, right.
It's a whole nother beast. You right, mom and dad ain't there, and you're gonna learn what you didn't learn at home. But what you gonna do with it?
So do we take them to the films? Yes or no? Should we allow them to celebrate Halloween? Yes or no? Wear a costume.
Wow.
All of these are things that are, in a sense, anti-Christ.
I think with understanding, because there is an understanding value.
Yes.
I mean, come on. I mean, LaCora, you and I both, we have theater background.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we know, and of course,
theater.
we did do a play together.
Okay.
So, but anyway, back to all of that. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? With us knowing, we know a lot of times, it's not reality for us, and we know that. You know what I'm saying? So I think when you're teaching kids as well, some things you have to make sure that they know the real from the fake.
But let me tell you something really quick, because as a parent, there's 3 parts. You have the entertainment business that you're struggling with, because my kid now, she's a young, beautiful African-American girl, and she listens to music. She listens to all the rappers, and we try to keep it pop.
But that's the problem there.
Right. But then at the same time, what about family?
Yeah.
And what if the family is not whole and not saved, and they bring that residue onto your children?
That's true.
Absolutely.
So you have to really protect your children all around, the 3 circles: mom and dad, family, entertainment.
I agree.
And not necessarily shield them.
Right.
But for instance, really quick, we had a game night on this past Friday, right? And so it was mafia game or whatever. And my daughter was like, in Jesus' name, I know Jehovah. But she was the mafia. She was the bad person.
I know it.
But she was speaking the word. And I said, well, amen. I did something right.
I know that's right. And I will say, like, I don't have children, but when I do have children, they will not believe in Santa Claus. There is no way in AT double hockey sticks that this beautiful black woman right here is going to give my hard work and credit to a fat white man. And on that note, we're going to move to the celebrities. Yes, so Meagan Good, the beautiful Meagan Good. Wendy Williams recently called her this sex symbol, and she seemed to be very embarrassed by that, Meagan Good. But the crazy, I don't know why. She's a lovely young lady, very humble, sweet, soft spirit. But she recently had a film called The Intruder, and a lot of people were buzzing about it because it was her very first sex scene that she had to do. She is married to Devon Franklin. He is a preacher. He is not a pastor. People keep saying that, but he is not a pastor. He is a preacher, a minister.
That was her first scene?
Yes, and that's what Wendy Williams said. She was like, wow, I just always thought that you would have, because of the image she has been giving out. It's so interesting.
Yeah, because I really thought that I have, but I guess.
No, it's just, we've just seen her walking around, walking like sex, looking like sex. Yeah.
But not,
so it's,
and sometimes is that sex or is that just confidence?
Well, no, I don't know, because I have confidence, but I ain't giving like I walk like sex, talk like sex. Well, I ain't saying that you do, Meagan Good. I'm just saying.
Sometimes, Coco.
You think so?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Come on, go.
Oh, child, I'm like, when? Child, tell me so I could not wear that. Come on, you know, but.
Before we hit play.
But what?
You walked over here, everybody.
You know what?
Don't entertain me. Listen. Stay focused, Coco.
He just got through talking about my undergarments and how I wear the kind of an older woman.
But you know what? It was matching.
Listen.
Keep it going.
I like my grandma. So anyways, Meagan Good, Beyonce, Denzel Washington, all proclaimed Christians. But does their character, their talent display or reflect that faith? That's the question. And a lot of people are saying, no, Meagan, I didn't even know that you were saved until you got married to this preacher. Beyonce, you still saved? Because you used to sing, Amen. Amen.
You know what? No, but I'm
so Lord.
And then start singing what?
And now she's like, surfboard. Child, I didn't even know what that was. Until Beyonce.
Surfboard.
Until April, our friend April had to call me. She was like, girl, do you even know what you're saying? I'm like, no, I really don't.
You just singing.
I was
but
just
you see
singing.
the power of music.
The power of music. And the next thing you know, I'm somewhere surfboarding. It's just, we got to stop. Yes.
See, we have to be careful. Yes.
We do. So what say you? Is it separate? Is talent in Christianity, talent in religion totally separate? Or should we look at them, should they go hand in hand?
I think they should go hand in hand. Again, that goes back to the conviction that a person has. Now, what is hand in hand for you? I just rather stay out of that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you ask me. If you ask my opinion, I would give you my opinion. But when it comes down to nailing you down to something, I just feel that we all got enough. Like the word says, take the beam out of your own eye. We just have so much of that going on. It's kind of like, you know what, Lord, just help me keep me right. And for me, certain things I will not do, even in my business, even in whatever I have done. It's been still, God, can you get any praise out of what I'm doing? Is what I ask. And a lot of times I don't know what these celebrities, because the truth of the matter is, what do you do when you go home when the camera stops?
Right.
Because that's the real part, you know what I'm saying? So people, it ain't all about what you can see. We know because entertainment is, first of all, it's make-believe. Let me tell you, it's make-believe.
I understand that, but think about the power and influence that they have over the masses, my brother.
But that's what I'm saying, the conviction.
So we talk about like the rappers from back in the day, when they're saying, you know, that, we don't really live this real thug life. But because they have portrayed this image, people were influenced by it and they started to live by it. And so I think that, yes, it's a matter of what you do inside the home as well as outside the home.
Well, yeah, but and those are choices that I would not have made, though. You know what I'm saying? Those choices like that, when we talk about, even to rap to this day, we ain't talking about back then. Right now, it's just ridiculousness.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Sure.
Last word. Then we're closing.
At the end of the day, it's about a personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And who you want to be and who you want to model after. We can look at the gospel singer Leandra, who got on the videos and was doing all the cussing and she's up there singing on stage the gospel, but she was struggling with her very own demons
because of church hurt.
Because of church hurt, right?
Folks use you up and abuse you, and I get that.
Hurt, but nobody's really tending to the heart. And at the end of the day, she need to realize, you know what, wait, it's just me and God. At the end of the day, it's just you and God. It's you and God. It's you and God.
He'll tell you.
He know what food you need to eat, and he know what food you don't need to eat, and listen to that.
That's right.
We don't listen to that. And
That's
we
good.
need to get back into that. We need to get back to the word, the authentic word, and ingurgitate that, and then we can give love to others instead of judging others really quick.
I love that.
Right?
Except for the word gurgitated just don't sound right to me.
LaCora,
but I get what you're saying. But listen, everybody, Robert C. Mitchell, thank you so much for your time. And Miss Amber, beautiful Amber. Thank you so much for joining us with the Yes Show. I'm your host, LaCora Stevens, and I will see you next time. Goodbye and God bless. And remember, are you using your talent to glorify God? I said, are you? All right, you guys. See you next time. Bye.